I had always taken comfort in routine. My days were measured by a digital calendar filled with appointments, deadlines, and carefully planned moments of solitude. Mornings began with the steady ritual of coffee and quiet reflection, and evenings were spent in the gentle hum of a familiar, unchanging life. Until one seemingly unremarkable afternoon, when a stray text, misdirected, unexpected, and shrouded in mystery, altered everything. I was at work, buried in spreadsheets and the monotony of routine tasks, when my phone vibrated unexpectedly. It was an unfamiliar number, and the message was brief, almost cryptic. Your exclusive invitation awaits. Confirm your escape at the Meridian. Code, Verve. My pulse quickened. I stared at the text, trying to place its meaning. I didn't recall signing up for any exclusive event, nor had I ever heard of the Meridian in any context beyond a vague urban legend among the city's elite. The word Verve burned at the end of the message like a secret password. For a long moment, I debated dismissing the message as an error. But something in its tone, the promise of escape, of something more thrilling than my everyday existence, made me pause. At first, I assumed it might be a misdirected text meant for someone else, but a subtle intuition told me that this was something meant for me. Perhaps my subconscious had been yearning for an unexpected twist, a chance to break free from the numbing repetition of daily life. I saved the message and, over the next few minutes, reread it again and again. The text was so concise yet so evocative that it stirred an excitement I hadn't felt in years. I checked my email and calendar to see if I had any record of such an invitation. Nothing. My schedule was as predictable as ever. But there it was, a stray text with no apparent context, yet charged with promise. I felt as if fate had slipped a secret note into my day. The message ended with the code Verve, a word that evoked energy, life, and passion. I couldn't shake the feeling that I was being called to do something daring, something that would reveal parts of me long kept hidden. The rest of the afternoon was a haze of anticipation. My colleagues' chatter, the low hum of office equipment, and even the routine click of my keyboard all faded into the background as I fixated on that mysterious text. I wondered, was this an elaborate prank? A marketing stunt? Or, more likely, the start of something real, a secret invitation to a life of elegance, indulgence, and mystery? When I returned home that evening, the text was still on my mind. I sat in my favorite armchair, the soft lamplight casting warm shadows on the walls, and reread the message. My heart pounded in the quiet room. With a mixture of curiosity and apprehension, I decided to reply. I typed a simple yes and sent it without overthinking the consequences. In that small act of defiance against my predictable routine, I felt a spark of liberation. Little did I know that this stray text was just the beginning. It was a key that would unlock a hidden chapter of my life, a chapter of secret hotel stays and elegant, mysterious dinner dates that would challenge everything I thought I knew about myself. That night, the atmosphere outside was charged with possibility. I dressed carefully, choosing an outfit that balanced understated elegance with an air of quiet rebellion. I opted for a soft, ivory blouse paired with tailored navy trousers, and a pair of classic leather shoes that clicked confidently on the pavement. In the mirror, I noticed something new, a spark in my eyes that hinted at anticipation and the willingness to embrace the unknown. Before leaving, I double-checked my phone. There, in my inbox, lay a follow-up message from the same unknown number, its text confirming details that made my heart race. Your booking at the Meridian Resort is confirmed for tonight. Arrival, 11:30 p.m. Private suite reserved. Dinner and secret rendezvous follow. Use code Verve. The Meridian Resort, a name that now burned brightly in my imagination, was described in the text as an exclusive venue known for its luxurious ambience and discreet service. I had never been there before, yet something about the promise of a private suite and an intimate dinner stirred a longing I could no longer ignore. I spent the rest of the evening in a state of quiet excitement and nervous preparation. My thoughts danced between the familiar safety of my routine and the seductive allure of a secret escape. As the clock inched toward 11 p.m., I left my apartment with a mix of trepidation and determination, my heart beating in rhythm with the promise of transformation. I hailed a rideshare, and as the car wound its way through rain-glazed streets under a canopy of city lights, I felt as though I were being transported from the ordinary to the extraordinary. The urban landscape, usually so predictable, now shimmered with hidden layers of possibility. Every raindrop on the window seemed to carry whispers of secrets waiting to be discovered. When the car finally pulled up in front of the Meridian Resort, I stepped out and took a moment to admire the building. It was a modern architectural marvel, a sleek, glass facade structure with an understated elegance that spoke of luxury and discretion. I hesitated at the entrance, feeling a surge of uncertainty mingled with excitement, and then, with a deep breath, I crossed the threshold. Inside, the lobby of the Meridian Resort was like something out of a dream. Marble floors, soft ambient lighting, and carefully curated artwork set a tone of refined luxury. A discreet attendant greeted me with a respectful nod and a warm smile, checking my details and confirming my reservation. "Good evening, Miss Taylor," he said quietly. I realized with a start that the reservation was under the name Taylor, a name I sometimes used in private correspondence and which felt more adventurous than my given name. It was as if my hidden self had taken over in that moment. The attendant handed me an embossed keycard and a printed itinerary. The document was beautifully designed, with elegant calligraphy that detailed the schedule for the evening: a check-in at the private suite at 11:30 p.m., a lavish dinner to be served at 12:15 a.m. in the resort's exclusive restaurant, and a later announcement for a secret meeting in a hidden lounge. The final line read, "Where the night reveals its deepest desires." Code, Verve. I clutched the itinerary, my heart pounding with a mixture of excitement and the knowledge that I was now stepping into a world of clandestine indulgence. After a brief moment of reflection in the serene lobby, I was escorted to the private elevator. The ascent felt both swift and surreal, as if each floor brought me closer to an entirely different realm, a realm where the constraints of ordinary life were shed like old skin. When the elevator doors opened, I stepped into a luxurious corridor leading to my suite. The room was opulent yet understated: plush bedding, rich drapes, modern artwork, and large windows that offered a panoramic view of the glittering city below. I took a moment to savor the silence, feeling the gravity of the escape and the promise of what was to come. The clock on my bedside table ticked steadily as I prepared for the next phase of the evening. I had spent a few quiet minutes in my suite, reflecting on the cascade of events that had led me to this moment. The stray text, the subsequent confirmation, and now the luxurious surroundings of the Meridian Resort all coalesced into a feeling of destiny. I felt as if the night were a carefully laid tapestry, each thread woven with mystery and the promise of revelation. At precisely 11:30 p.m., I dressed and left my suite, joining the throng of elegantly attired guests who were quietly congregating in the resort's opulent corridors. The air was cool and filled with a subtle fragrance that seemed to hint at hidden indulgences. I made my way to the designated area, the exclusive lounge where my itinerary indicated a private meeting would occur after dinner. The lounge was tucked away behind a set of discreet double doors, its entrance marked only by a small, softly lit sign bearing the word Verve. Inside, the atmosphere was intimate and hushed. The room was arranged in small clusters of seating, each area separated by delicate curtains and ambient lighting that created pockets of privacy. I took a seat in one of the secluded alcoves, feeling both vulnerable and exhilarated. I could sense that every guest in that room had been invited to share in a secret moment, an experience that transcended the ordinary. It wasn't long before I noticed him. In the soft glow of the lounge, a figure emerged from the shadows, a man whose presence was both magnetic and enigmatic. He was dressed impeccably in a dark suit, his hair neatly combed, and his eyes, a piercing shade of gray, held a quiet intensity. As he approached, I felt a jolt of recognition, though I couldn't place his face from any past memory. "Good evening," he said in a voice that was low and measured, offering a courteous nod. "I'm Alexander." His name, simple yet dignified, sent a ripple through me. I replied in kind, introducing myself as Taylor, a name that now felt liberating, like a secret identity. Our initial conversation was cautious, filled with polite inquiries and subtle smiles. But as minutes melted into hours, the barriers began to fall away. Alexander spoke of the allure of the night, of how the quiet hours after midnight held the promise of untold stories and hidden passions. I found myself opening up about the secret texts and misdirected confirmations that had led me here, about the inexplicable thrill I felt at the prospect of living a life that defied the predictable. His eyes never wavered from mine as he listened, and in that intimate gaze, I sensed a shared understanding, a mutual recognition that we were both on the cusp of something transformative. Between courses at a sumptuous midnight dinner, we exchanged fragments of our lives. Alexander revealed that he, too, had once lived a life governed by routine, until a series of encrypted messages and secret bookings awakened him to a world of elegance and risk. His tone was both wistful and resolute, and I found myself confessing my own hidden longing for freedom, a desire that had always whispered in the quiet moments but had never been fully embraced. The dinner itself was a masterpiece of gourmet artistry, each dish a delicate interplay of flavors and textures, a sensory journey that heightened our shared experience. As we savored the exquisite meal, every taste became a metaphor for the complexities of our lives, the bittersweet, the indulgent, the fleeting. When the final dessert, a delicate truffle-infused soufflé, was served, a discreet notification chimed on my phone. Proceed to the private lounge. Meeting at 12:45 a.m. Code, Verve. I glanced at Alexander, and our eyes met in a silent exchange of anticipation. With a nod, we excused ourselves from the dining room and made our way through the opulent corridors of the Meridian Resort, leaving behind the soft glow of the restaurant for the promise of the unknown. The private lounge was a hidden enclave within the resort, a space that exuded intimacy and discretion. Tucked away behind heavy, velvet curtains and lit by soft, diffused light, the lounge was a sanctuary for those who sought refuge from the glaring spotlight of the public world. As Alexander and I entered, I felt as though we were stepping into a secret world where time slowed and every whispered conversation was sacred. We found a quiet corner where a small table was set with delicate crystal glasses and a single red rose. The ambience was hushed, the air filled with the subtle fragrance of jasmine and sandalwood. I took a seat, and Alexander joined me, his presence calming yet exhilarating. For a long while, we sat in comfortable silence, each of us lost in thought. The soft music in the background was punctuated only by the occasional clink of glass and the gentle rustle of fabric, a reminder that every moment was alive with possibility. It was in that silence that I began to reflect on how far my life had deviated from the monotony of routine. The misdirected text that had set this entire journey in motion now seemed like a blessing, a serendipitous invitation to reclaim the parts of myself that had long been silenced by conformity. I thought of the nights I had spent in secret hotel rooms, the elegant dinners that had nourished not only my body but my soul, and the quiet moments of introspection that followed every discreet notification. Here, in the private lounge, everything felt charged with meaning. Alexander broke the silence. "There's something about these nights," he murmured, his eyes searching mine. "It's as if the world reveals its hidden beauty when we dare to step outside the ordinary." His words resonated deep within me, echoing my own unspoken truth. I confessed that I had often felt invisible in the daytime, a mere shadow moving through a world that never really saw me. "But at night," I said, "I feel alive. I feel like I'm truly myself." His gaze softened, and he reached across the table, gently taking my hand. "I feel the same," he whispered. "These secret rendezvous, they're not escapes from reality, they're a return to who we really are." In that moment, I realized that the misdirected text was more than a random anomaly. It was a key that unlocked a hidden part of my soul, a call to embrace the authenticity that I had always yearned for. Our conversation deepened, moving from tentative confessions to heartfelt revelations. We spoke of dreams deferred and the silent rebellions that had always stirred within us, of the yearning for connection and the exquisite vulnerability of living without pretense. As the night wore on, the atmosphere in the lounge became even more intimate. A discreet notification on my phone flashed. Transition, private afterparty. Departure, 1:15 a.m. Code, Verve. I glanced at Alexander, and we both understood, our night was far from over. With a shared nod, we left the comforting seclusion of the lounge and made our way toward the next destination, a private afterparty that promised to be the next chapter in our clandestine journey. The private afterparty was held at an exclusive section of the Meridian Resort that few guests ever saw, a hidden, atmospheric space known only to those who possessed the secret code. As we walked through a narrow corridor lit by soft blue lights and accented by whispers of discreet conversation, I felt my heart race with a mixture of anticipation and wonder. Each step took me further from the ordinary world and deeper into a realm of exquisite mystery. The door to the afterparty opened onto a spacious lounge adorned with plush seating, modern art installations, and a live DJ who played a hypnotic mix of down-tempo beats and soulful melodies. The ambience was a delicate balance between elegant sophistication and raw, unfiltered emotion. I noticed that the air was filled with a subtle fragrance, an intoxicating blend of amber and rose, that seemed to wrap around everyone like an invisible caress. Alexander and I found a table in a quiet corner, our eyes continually meeting as we absorbed the energy of the room. Around us, groups of guests exchanged secret smiles and quiet words, as if they too had been invited into a hidden world. I felt an overwhelming sense of connection, as if each discreet notification, each carefully hidden invitation, had been designed to unite us in our shared quest for authenticity and passion. Throughout the evening, I continued to receive encrypted messages on my phone, each one confirming details about upcoming events, encouraging me to embrace the night's unfolding mysteries. One message read, "Elegant dinner plan confirmed, meet at L'Etoile at 2 a.m." The promise of a lavish dinner, set in an intimate venue, sent a shiver of anticipation through me. I exchanged a few hushed words with Alexander. We both recognized that the night was evolving into something far more significant than a series of random escapes. It was a journey, a transformation, unfolding in real time. The after-party proceeded with an undercurrent of exhilaration. I danced, laughed, and listened intently as strangers shared fragments of their lives, a tapestry of secret escapades, hidden passions, and unspoken dreams. Every moment was charged with the possibility of revelation. I felt that my entire existence, once confined by routine, was now being illuminated by the soft glow of vulnerability and connection. I began to see that these encrypted messages and secret bookings were not simply distractions, they were a roadmap to a hidden self that had been waiting to be discovered. As the night wore on, I found myself in a reflective state, a gentle introspection that mingled with the afterglow of the evening. I sat by a large window that overlooked the quiet, sleeping city, and I let the music and the soft murmur of voices wash over me. In that serene moment, I realized that every elegant dinner, every clandestine meeting, was a stepping stone on the path to embracing who I truly was. The misdirected text that had set this all in motion had become a symbol of liberation, a reminder that even in a world governed by routine, there are moments of magic waiting to be seized. Before long, another notification appeared. Elegant dinner invitation, L'Etoile, 2 a.m. Confirm now. With a mix of excitement and a quiet determination, I confirmed the invitation. I knew that the journey wasn't over, it was merely evolving into its next phase, a private dinner date that promised intimacy, elegance, and the unveiling of deeper connections. L'Etoile was a venue that defied easy description, a trendy bistro known for its avant-garde cuisine and an ambience that was both modern and timeless. As I arrived at L'Etoile, the cool night air was filled with the subtle fragrance of blooming night flowers, and the building's exterior, adorned with sleek glass and soft neon accents, hinted at the luxury and mystery within. I stepped through the entrance and was immediately enveloped by an atmosphere of refined elegance. Soft lighting, tasteful decor, and the gentle hum of conversation created a setting that was almost otherworldly, a haven where every detail was crafted to evoke emotion and inspire connection. I was led to a private table reserved for me. The table was set with crisp white linens, delicate porcelain, and a single, elegant candle that flickered in the gentle breeze from an open window. The view from the table was breathtaking, a panoramic vista of the city's illuminated skyline that sparkled like a constellation of secret dreams. I took a deep breath and let the ambience wash over me, feeling that I had stepped into a story that was unfolding just for me. Minutes later, a waiter approached with a menu that read like a poem. Each course was described in sumptuous detail. The first course, the prelude of freshness, promised an intermingling of delicate flavors and textures that evoked the first light of dawn. The main course, the symphony of indulgence, featured a carefully orchestrated blend of ingredients that hinted at passion and longing. The dessert, the epilogue of desire, was a visual and culinary masterpiece designed to leave a lingering memory of sweetness and elegance. I ordered the tasting menu, my heart filled with anticipation for the culinary journey that awaited me. As I savored each course, I found my mind wandering back to the encrypted messages and the misdirected text that had brought me here. Each bite was a reminder that life could be an exquisite tapestry of hidden moments and unexpected beauty, a series of experiences that, when woven together, formed the narrative of a life lived fully. I couldn't help but feel that every elegant dinner, every discreet invitation, was a call to awaken the passions that lay dormant within me. During a pause between courses, my eyes lifted from the menu, and across the table, I noticed a shadow moving near the entrance. My heart skipped a beat as I realized that, just as I had been drawn into this secret world, someone else might be following the same path. The figure approached quietly, a man with an air of mystery and a warm, inviting smile. "Bonsoir," he greeted softly. "I'm Julian." His voice was gentle yet confident, and as he introduced himself, I felt an unexpected connection spark between us. In that moment, as our eyes met, I sensed that Julian was not just another guest, he was a kindred spirit, a fellow traveler on this secret journey of self-discovery. Our conversation began with tentative pleasantries but soon deepened as we shared our stories. Julian revealed that he, too, had received mysterious notifications, encrypted messages that hinted at secret hotel stays and elegant dinners. He confessed that he had long felt constrained by the rigidity of his daily life, that the call of the unknown had always lingered in the recesses of his heart. I found myself opening up to him, recounting the strange series of events that had led me to this very night, the misdirected text, the digital receipts, the secret confirmations that had quietly guided me into a world of passion and possibility. As we talked, the The soft strains of the live piano and the ambient hum of conversation created an atmosphere of intimacy and trust. Every shared detail, every exchanged glance, felt like a fragile thread weaving our lives together. Julian's words resonated with my own hidden desires, to break free from the monotony of routine, to embrace vulnerability, and to live boldly. I realized that our secret rendezvous was more than a fleeting escape. It was a declaration of the courage to seek out connection in a world that often celebrated conformity over individuality. By the time the final course arrived, a delicate creation of spiced saffron-infused panna cotta drizzled with a touch of honey, I knew that the night had transformed me. The elegant dinner at L'Etoile was not just a meal, it was an experience that illuminated the hidden parts of my soul, urging me to embrace a life filled with passion, mystery, and intimate connection. A discreet notification then appeared on my phone. After dinner soiree, private lounge. Departure, 2:45 a.m. I exchanged a look with Julian, a silent promise that our journey was far from over, and we both agreed to continue into the next phase of the night. The private lounge was a secluded enclave within the venue, a space designed for those who craved deeper intimacy and more meaningful conversation. As Julian and I entered, I was struck by the atmosphere of understated luxury. The lounge was dimly lit with soft, golden light, plush seating arranged in intimate clusters, and subtle music that evoked memories of timeless romance. There was an air of secrecy here, as if each guest carried a hidden story waiting to be told. We found a quiet corner near a window that overlooked the quiet street below. I settled into a comfortable armchair while Julian took a seat opposite me. For the next hour, we spoke in hushed tones. Our conversation was unhurried, a gentle exploration of our inner lives. I recounted the bizarre sequence of misdirected texts and digital receipts that had led me to this extraordinary evening, and Julian shared how similar messages had quietly punctuated his life, guiding him toward moments of unexpected liberation. There were moments when our eyes met and our smiles said more than words could convey, a mutual acknowledgement of the secret world we had both been invited to explore. The lounge became a cocoon where time seemed to slow, allowing every emotion, every whispered confession, to settle in and transform us. I began to feel that this night, with its elegant dinners and clandestine meetings, was not merely an escape from routine, it was a profound journey toward self-acceptance and the discovery of a hidden, more authentic self. As the night deepened, the soft lighting in the lounge took on a dreamlike quality, and the conversations grew even more intimate. Julian's eyes, filled with both tenderness and quiet resolve, met mine as he said, "There's a beauty in the hidden parts of our lives, a quiet magic that only comes out when we dare to live in the shadows of our everyday routines." His words stirred something deep within me, an acknowledgement of the part of me that had always yearned for connection, passion, and the kind of vulnerability that is so rarely embraced. Before long, another discreet alert flashed on my phone. Final phase, rooftop garden rendezvous. Confirm within 3 minutes. I looked at Julian, and without a word, we both knew that the night was approaching its zenith, a moment when the private and the profound would merge in one final, breathtaking encounter. I confirmed the alert, and we rose from our seats together, leaving the warm cocoon of the lounge behind. The rooftop garden was a hidden sanctuary atop the venue, a space of serene beauty, isolated from the busy city below. As Julian and I ascended the final flight of stairs, the cool night air greeted us, and the soft glow of the moon bathed everything in an ethereal light. The garden was a vision of delicate splendor, winding paths lined with fragrant blossoms, elegant seating areas surrounded by soft, ambient lights, and a panoramic view of the city that stretched out like a sea of twinkling stars. When we reached the garden, I felt as if I had entered another world, a place where the ordinary faded into insignificance and every moment was filled with the promise of transformation. We found a secluded bench beneath a canopy of climbing roses and ivy, and for a long while, we simply sat in companionable silence, letting the quiet magic of the garden envelop us. The night was alive with the soft chirping of crickets and the distant murmur of a city still half asleep. I could feel Julian's hand gently brushing against mine, and the tender warmth of his touch spoke volumes about the connection that had grown between us over the course of the evening. In that serene stillness, I allowed myself to reflect on the extraordinary journey that had begun with a misdirected text, a series of digital receipts for fine dining that had revealed secret hotel stays and led me into the arms of a mysterious, alluring stranger. As I gazed up at the vast, starlit sky, I felt tears prick at the corners of my eyes, not of sorrow, but of overwhelming gratitude and wonder. I realized that every secret rendezvous, every hidden escape, was a step toward reclaiming the parts of my soul that had long been subdued by routine and fear. Here, in the gentle embrace of the rooftop garden, I finally understood that vulnerability was not a weakness but a strength, a testament to the courage it takes to live authentically. Julian spoke softly, his voice blending with the whisper of the wind. Tonight, we have experienced something extraordinary. We have broken free from the chains of convention and embraced a life that is as vibrant and unpredictable as the night itself. His words resonated within me, affirming the truth that had been revealed in every discreet message, every elegant dinner, and every secret escape. For what felt like an eternity, we sat together under the endless canopy of stars, sharing dreams and quiet hopes for the future. As dawn began to break, casting gentle shades of pink and gold across the sky, we knew that the night was drawing to a close. With one final, lingering embrace, Julian and I exchanged promises to keep the memory of this night alive, to continue exploring the hidden facets of our lives, and to never allow routine to extinguish the spark of passion that had been awakened within us. In the hours after that transformative night, I returned to my room at the Meridian Resort with a heart brimming with emotion and a mind teeming with possibilities. The misdirected text that had revealed secret hotel stays and elegant dinner plans had not only shattered the monotony of my existence, it had awakened a new way of being. I sat by the window, watching as the city stirred to life in the early morning light, and I felt a profound sense of gratitude for the journey that had unfolded. I spent the next few days reflecting on every detail of the night, each digital receipt, each discreet message, each intimate encounter, and began to understand that these were not isolated incidents but the threads of a hidden tapestry. My journal overflowed with notes about the elegant venues, the subtle codes, the enigmatic strangers who had shared in this secret celebration of life. I came to see that these experiences were a reminder of the limitless possibilities that exist when we dare to step outside the boundaries of the ordinary. Slowly, I integrated the lessons of that night into my everyday life. I embraced spontaneity, sought out moments of beauty in the mundane, and allowed myself to be vulnerable, to love, to dream, and to live with an unbridled passion that I had long suppressed. I found that my relationships deepened, my creativity flourished, and the once predictable rhythms of my life began to pulse with a vibrant energy that I had never known before. I also realized that my secret rendezvous had connected me to a hidden community of like-minded souls, individuals who, too, had discovered that life's most profound adventures often lie in the spaces between the expected and the extraordinary. In quiet gatherings, over coffee in secluded cafes or during midnight walks along rain-lit streets, we exchanged stories and shared our journeys. There was a sense of solidarity among us, a recognition that breaking free from routine was an act of courage, a defiant stand against a world that often values conformity over authenticity. As I continued on my path, every stray text or encrypted message became a symbol of hope, a reminder that even the smallest, seemingly misdirected communication could lead to a cascade of transformative moments. I began to view my digital inbox not as a repository of mundane notifications but as a portal to a hidden life filled with elegance, mystery, and the potential for deep, meaningful connection. Now, as I sit in the soft glow of a quiet afternoon and reflect on the journey that transformed me, I am filled with a sense of wonder and gratitude. What began as a misdirected text, a stray alert in my digital inbox, had unveiled a secret pattern of hotel stays, elegant dinner dates, and intimate rendezvous with a mysterious stranger. Each experience, each discreet message, was a stepping stone on the path to a life of authenticity and passion. I have learned that the extraordinary often hides in the most unexpected places, a carefully encrypted call, a digital receipt that arrives when you least expect it, a misdirected text that whispers of hidden possibilities. These moments have taught me that true freedom comes not from the safety of routine, but from the courage to embrace the unknown, to step into a world where every encounter is an opportunity to rediscover who you truly are. My secret life, once concealed beneath layers of predictability and silence, has blossomed into a vibrant tapestry of experiences. I now walk through each day with a renewed sense of purpose, cherishing the memory of every elegant dinner, every secret hotel stay, and every intimate meeting that has redefined my existence. The allure of mystery, the promise of connection, and the beauty of vulnerability have become integral parts of my identity, a legacy of midnight escapades and whispered invitations that continue to guide me. As I prepare for whatever new message may arrive in my inbox, I do so with an open heart and an unwavering belief that life is meant to be lived boldly. The misdirected text that changed everything is a reminder that the universe is always speaking, always inviting us to step beyond our comfort zones and into the realm of infinite possibility. I now understand that every discreet notification, every encrypted alert, is a call to embrace the secret wonders that lie just beneath the surface of our everyday lives. I carry these memories with me like precious treasures, each one a testament to the transformative power of risk, passion, and the courage to be truly, unapologetically alive. Looking back on the journey, I am struck by the profound transformation that a single misdirected text can ignite. It was a moment of serendipity that shattered the boundaries of a mundane existence and opened a gateway to a secret world, one where elegance met mystery, and where every midnight escape was an invitation to rediscover oneself. My life is now a mosaic of hidden rendezvous and lavish experiences, a vibrant tapestry woven from the threads of risk, vulnerability, and unwavering hope. Each time my phone buzzes with a new notification, I am reminded that the extraordinary is never far away. That simple misdirected text was more than a mistake, it was a revelation, a spark that lit the path to a life of passion and profound connection. And as I move forward, I do so with the certainty that the secret wonders of the night will continue to guide me, urging me to live fully, to love deeply, and to never cease exploring the uncharted territories of my heart. This is my legacy, a life transformed by hidden invitations, secret hotel stays, and the enchanting promise of elegant dinner dates with a mysterious stranger. It is a celebration of the power of the unexpected, a reminder that the most beautiful adventures are the ones that we dare to pursue, even when they come in the form of a stray, misdirected text.